Hello, everyone.
And no, I didn't boomer. So now StreamYards is not allowing people to the from the free tier to use clips anymore. So StreamYards, you can go fuck yourself.
Yes, StreamYards, thanks a lot. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. It's Thursday night. You know what that means? It's another exciting episode for the Homies Podcast. So, Chris, how's it going, brother?
Well, seeing as YouTube's being a little homosexual today, I'm doing fine. It is Thursday night. You could have been anywhere, but you're here with us, and do not worry. We will talk about the Saska sisters. Don't worry. Like at the end of the day, like at the end of the stream, your boy got you.
Don't even worry about it.
Ebola, how do you feel today?
I'm good as usual. Happy to be here.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Ebola. Jake, how's
Thanks,
it going,
Ebola.
brother?
I'm doing all right. I'm tired. I didn't sleep last night, and I was busy today. I got out of the shower like 45 minutes ago, but I'm here. I have coffee at 8 o'clock at night. Just got this before the show started, and who knows, might even be a special guest appearance from a certain lady in my life for a few seconds because we hungry. So, but you know what? It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. We do it for the homies, and as a man famously said, "F it, we ball."
We go ball.
Rain or shine, baby.
Let's show.
So you guys know that we were supposed to have some special guests tonight, and like
Yes.
we said at the end of the show, we're going to talk about it. But schedules have changed, and we do apologize for that. But we are going to have the Saskas on pretty soon.
Just stay
So,
patient, people.
So
Also-
we
Also, in case my wife is watching, I do want to refute this claim that she had a very important job interview earlier today that she fucking nailed, by the way. So, no, she was not keeping me up all night. She was asleep. I was keeping myself up all night.
Nice.
So what are we going to talk about tonight, boys?
Well, we're gonna let Ebola start us off because Ebola, you gotta get your time in. So
All right.
what do you got for us, Ebola?
Well, let me see.
Oh, by the way, I just want to say while Ebola is queuing up his thoughts in his head that we're a little bit low on visual imagery tonight, and that is for a couple of reasons. One reason being that this show is a little bit last minute. The second reason we're actually going to get into in a topic a little bit later, because I feel like it's important to discuss that topic with just our four faces, and you'll see why. So,
Yeah,
anyways.
I'm just trying to find a article for it if I can find a good one.
See, there she goes. There she fucking goes.
And okay, anyway.
That's my wife, by the way. Shout out to my wife.
I'm
I
just-
love you, Thelma.
So apparently the actor of Lucius Malfoy from
Yes.
the old Harry Potter movies decided
Jason.
to slam anyone who was against the new casting of Snape, and called them all basically racist if you disagree with it.
Well, he's
Racist.
a moron.
Yeah.
Racist
Okay.
doesn't mean anything anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna be a little bit kind for just a second before I kind of slam it. I don't know the context of how this came. If someone asked him, it's like, oh, people are being racist to this actor for playing Snape or whatever, and he's like, oh, racism bad. I'll call
He-
against racism. I don't know the context.
I gotta find it.
I just saw the article. I didn't read it because I'm tired of it. But that said, if you read the book, it's not racism to call out, like, basically the entire different description of the character. Like, it fundamentally changes the character of Snape entirely. It's not, even if it wasn't, it's not racism to criticize a casting.
Nope. It's sure not.
Really?
And
I mean-
if you'd like Ebola, I have the full quote here. If you want to read it,
Okay, I can read it.
here. Let me. He was speaking to Collider at Fans Expo specifically.
Okay, so he said Papa Acevedo is one of the best actors I've seen in my life. I've seen some people online who are being rude about him, but they're being racist. As I said, all the cast of the new Harry Potter series are amazing. They will be swallowing their tongue, hopefully, their digital tongues when they see what Papa does on screen. Okay, that's not as bad as I was thinking. He's basically saying anyone who's being rude will regret it when they see him on screen, but still, it's like the casting is still the one big glaring bad casting out of all the castings they've done so far.
Right.
Like, I'm still wondering, are they going to make his story the same, but he's black? Because that's like the one black cast you should not have casted black, because it fundamentally changes the entire story of Harry Potter as a whole.
Well, I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That the only problem that people are having is the casting of Snape.
Yeah.
And it's because they
Pretty much.
completely race swap Snape, and that's the issue. It's not the actor, it's not the color of his skin.
No.
It's because they completely they completely race swap Snape for to me. I think it's for shits and giggles and brownie points.
And
Yeah,
also,
that said,
sorry,
I
go.
haven't heard him, the actor himself, say anything about it, saying people are being
That's a good
racist
thing.
towards him.
that's a good.
I
thing.
haven't, like he said, he signed something that J.K. Rowling disagreed with. That's whatever. He hasn't outwardly said anything bad so far. I'm hoping he stays that way.
His agent probably told him, like, just do not say anything. Like,
Yeah,
these
say
fans
nothing.
are ruthless and everything. They will,
Yeah,
like, anything
it-
that you say, they'll use it against you. Like,
It's like he's like he's probably sitting there with his agent, and his agent's like, "Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the
It's
fuck
like
up!"
Yeah.
it's like
Just
don't
pay
say
attention.
anything for or against JK or anything, or just don't call any of the fans bad either. Just
Yeah.
stay quiet. Harry Potter is the one franchise you don't want to
because
get
you're
the
already
fans
on
bad.
you're already on cloud nine, man. Like, you don't want to mess with these fans. Like,
Yeah.
them Potterheads are like serious about their stuff, man. Like,
Yeah. It's
And
probably
you-
it may be one of the last franchises that hasn't been destroyed yet, maybe.
Well, it's about
I will say if they casted him as Kingsley Shacklebolt, that would have been a better casting. Even though you would have to
That's-
wait till book 5 to see him, but it would have
Right.
been I would have agreed with that if they cast him as Kingsley.
So
If they like recast him, it's like we're gonna use him for Kingsley later down the line.
yeah, but I
They're not going to recast him.
So-
I doubt it.
of course not, of course not. And
I'd be very surprised if they do, even though the rumor is suggesting they're going to recast him. I'm like, I would be immensely shocked if they do it.
tying into what you said at the beginning, UK Gamer said, the boys from NBS said it best when they said the studio is setting this actor up for hatred and abuse. They've done all of this for publicity.
Yeah,
And honestly, nowadays, especially the past 5 years,
it's
if you so overtly race swap a beloved character, the studio this is a well-trodden path. The studio knows what's going to happen. They know what's going to happen, and you can't help but, in some ways, especially because he almost assuredly knew, because he's also a big-time British stage actor and TV
Yeah.
actor,
Mhm.
that he obviously knows who the character is. He knows who Alan Rickman is. God rest him. That
Like-
he knew once he got this offer that this type of thing was going to happen. There are going to be people who are going to be like, no, it shouldn't be him because it's way off base for the description of the character in the book. It's also a race swap. They didn't really race swap any other characters that we can really see. People give a little bit to Hermione, but I think that's okay. And you're right, and Kreese, you're right with, and Phantom, all three of you are right when you guys opine that his agent was probably like, look, just stay
don't say anything.
completely neutral. hey, I'm so happy to be cast as Snape. I hope you guys enjoy the show, etc. and so forth, because you don't want to ruin a good thing, because he also potentially has the next 7 years of solid acting work lined up.
Yeah, because he's already on thin ice. Being obvious, I don't necessarily blame him, because you're offered a position for playing Harry Potter that rarely comes around ever. So obviously you'd want. I don't blame him, but just with the position, I blame the person who gave him the role of Snape more than
that's
him
right.
himself.
Well,
Well,
well, the thing is, I don't remember people like losing their minds when Lawrence Fishburne was cast as Perry White in Man of Steel. I don't remember people like
I don't think there was
losing their crap when that dude was cast as Commissioner Gordon in the Batman.
The Batman I saw a little bit, but not
yeah,
to an
Batman.
extent. Not to the extent of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They did kind of do it, but like not as bad or whatever.
So I can't speak to Commissioner Gordon and Robert Pattinson's The Batman, but as far as Man of Steel, with the casting of Lawrence Fishburne, I think that was because it was like just before, it was 2012. It was just before like Gamergate and a lot of the culture war stuff was taking place. Number one, and also that too, and number two, or I guess number three, they casted a prestige actor like Lawrence Fishburne. At that time, it was a beloved actor who has done amazing work, so nobody gave a shit,
Yeah.
It's like when Samuel L. Jackson was cast as Nick Fury.
Yeah.
He gave a shit. And he's been in basically every Marvel movie since 2008 in some capacity.
And the thing is, when it came to Samuel L. Jackson getting Nick Fury, I've talked about this, that literally when they wrote the Ultimates universe in Marvel Comics, they literally made Samuel L. Jackson the Nick Fury black so they could swoon Samuel L. Jackson to play in live action.
Yes, and Sam Jackson said as much in an interview. He's like, how did you find out that you were cast as Nick Fury in Iron Man? He's like, well, I picked up someone brought to my attention a comic, and I picked up the comic and I read it. And I was like, that guy kind of looks like me. And then I read what he said.
Yeah.
And they were sitting at a table asking questions. They asked Nick Fury, if anyone were to play you in a movie, who would you want to play you? And he's like, well, Samuel L. Jackson, of course. And the interviewer's like, really? He's like, yeah. And that's how I found out they wanted me. And then, my agent, the casting director, got in contact, and I was like, yeah, I want to do it. Let's do it.
Also, for everybody that's a comic book fan, listen, the Nick Fury is not the race swap Nick Fury. He's an adopted son of the actual Nick Fury. But the actual Nick Fury is on a secret mission or whatever. Yes. So that's why they made it make sense or whatever.
Also, the real or the original Nick Fury doesn't have like super soldier serum. He's not like Captain America. He'd be like 90 years old. Him and the Howling Commandos would be long dead by the 2000s. Yeah.
And he fall alongside Captain America. I mean, it was Red Skull that took his fucking eye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It was Captain America, Nick Fury, and the Howling Commandos just kicking ass and taking names throughout World War II. That's a long time ago in 2008.
Yeah. Well, let me say something real quick before we move on this race swap thing. Sure. This is where I have to say it's really up to the black actors if they want to stand up to stop getting these race swap roles or whatever. I want to shout out to Derek Anderson, the DA, on this. He's 100% correct. And he literally said hey man, at the end of the day, it's up to the black actors if they want to take these race swaps or these hand-me-downs at the end of the day, and just literally just stand on business and just say listen, I get it. This is life-changing money, but I want the fans to be happy too at the same time or whatever. I think I will have to step down. I'm not good. I mean, I would love to do it, but there's arguably, there's a better actor than me that looks like the character as in the book. That's how you should do it, or whatever.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah. Okay, I will say that said, if he plays Snape amazing, I'll still be like, but he doesn't look like Snape, but it'll be a bit more bearable.
that's usually how I come to
Fair
the reckless.
Yeah.
That's usually how I
Yeah.
come to it too. Like if
Yeah.
they, let's just say, I don't like the choice of the race swap, but they knock it out of the park. You can forgive it more, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's usually how.
And if,
That's
and if
usually
they
how I am.
don't, and they don't try to make the story, about what we think they do with him being black and stuff, and they just keep to the main story. But just
Yeah.
Snape looks
Is-
a little differently.
As long as they keep the politics out of it,
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
You know,
only-
it's-
But it's
the
going
only
to be really
poli-
hard to do with this one.
The only
I mean-
politics they would have if they keep politics out, the only politics they would do is when the British government later down the line kind of
Mudbloods.
Oh
well,
no.
eventually the
Oh, God.
British politics kind of intertwined with the wizard politics as well. At
Yeah.
some points, some
Yeah.
points in the series that happens,
dude,
but that's rare. That doesn't happen as much.
I'll be honest with you. I still like to know how they're going to do Voldemort, because we know Voldemort is Nazi. He's Wizard Hitler.
He's Wizard Hitler.
They're
That's
gonna
basically
make
who
him
it
an
is.
albino.
They're going to make him
Which-
orange.
That's kind of well. Oh God.
Yeah.
Make him orange.
Oh
No,
God,
they make
could you
Supposed
dude?
to
Could
kinda
you
look like a
imagine?
snake? So they make him like kind of like
Dude,
clammy and albino and scaly.
could you imagine? Voldemort comes walking in. Somebody needs to make a meme of this. Voldemort comes walking in, and he's got Trump's haircut.
He's
He's
doing
got
this.
the wig on.
He's doing this. Saying wizards, witches, Hogwarts, worst school I've ever been to.
What if they make him look like Boris Johnson or something?
Oh my God. Yeah, really fuck up his hair. I've got 13 kids. No, well, I've got 11 kids. Well, I've got 9 kids. Actually, I will not specify the amount of kids I have. That's a deep cut for all you UK people out there. Boris Johnson, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, would neither confirm nor deny while he was mayor of London or the Prime Minister of the UK how many children he had.
Yeah.
Which is like a crazy thing to just like. What?
He's just
Are you
mind
serious?
your
Dude,
mind your damn
He was
business.
kind of entertaining to watch, though.
dude,
Mind your business.
dude, I still think at some point they'll have Voldemort. They'll make him trans. I guarantee it. They'll have somebody be him
Voldemort
trans.
is
What,
Trans
transracial?
No, Peter
Yeah.
Pettigrew is going to be trans.
Yeah.
Oh
will be.
no! What? Why would Peter Pettigrew be trans?
Because he transitions into an animal.
Well,
Yes, but
also
that's,
Allegory for
my thing is, are they gonna make Dumbledore gay? Are they gonna
Probably.
make him gay?
Oh, definitely.
technically, since he is gay, so
yes,
I would assume they would.
but J.K. Rowling has creative involvement in this. She's an executive producer.
She also says she doesn't have the ability to fire the guy who played Snape
She doesn't care.
even if she wanted to.
She doesn't care anymore. She got the FU money now. Like
Yeah, she's
all
a
she
billionaire.
does is make fun. All she does is make fun of Pedro Pascal now. Like
That's
because
kinda,
she
that is kind of funny to watch. But that statement makes me just wonder how much involvement do you have if you don't have the ability to fire someone?
listen. J.K.
Shit's
Rowling
great.
is smoking her cigars. She doesn't care anymore. She's like, whatever. I don't care. Like do
I
it.
think-
Do as you want.
I think the only thing she has like control over is like certain like aspects of the show.
Moral.
Casting, she has no ability
Yeah,
over
it's
the casting.
creative direction and story. She's
Yeah.
an executive producer. Warner Bros. She's sold the adaptation rights for film and television to Warner Brothers in perpetuity. So
Yeah.
Because she
They-
had
they can
control of
always-
the casting in the original movies, so that's why.
All I can say,
I
say
think
is
that's because they were when they were trying to set up this dynasty of what turned out to be 8 very successful movies. They wanted her input because she was still, she was still on the high end then, and they wanted her opinion. And they wanted her to
Also-
like really transfer this from
It
book
is-
to movie.
Yeah, it is important to note out the books were still being made. Why the movies?
So do I. Yes,
The books were being made-
Half-Blood Prince didn't come out.
Half-Blood Prince didn't come out when they were making Half-Blood Prince. I think she was still writing either Deathly Hallows or one of the or
Yes.
Half.
All I
Yeah.
know is Half-Blood Prince didn't come out until
2009.
like so that would have been the fifth movie had come out before Half-Blood Prince was
I think
released.
fifth.
I
And
say
then Deathly
fifth was-
Hallows wasn't released. The book wasn't released until Half-Blood Prince, the movie, was out.
The book
So-
came out in 2007.
she was writing. So she was writing Half Blood
Okay, so I'm off
Prince
that year.
when they were in post production. It was like midway production of the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 4. No.
So the way she did it was like Sorcerer's Stone was already out, and then when it went
Actually, the
to,
Philosopher's Stone.
and then when it went to Chamber of Secrets, she was already writing the next book.
Mhm.
So she was like, when the movies were in production, she was already halfway through writing the next book in the line in the series.
Yeah.
That's what she was doing. You know,
Well,
I remember an interview she did correct when they were doing Half-Blood Prince about Dumbledore doing some comment about a girl, and he had to correct him and say he's gay because she had already.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
I mean, that's her
Well-
decision. She made him gay. That's
well. Speaking of being gay, let's talk about
Anyway.
YouTube real quick. Let's talk about
Moving-
YouTube
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah,
Let's
let's.
talk- Phantom, I'll let you talk about this first. Like, since like you gave us the breaking news.
Okay, so when I went to StreamYards and I was testing out the clips for the stream tonight, because I was going, the normal clip and the ones making fun of Mo and all like that. Now StreamYards is preventing us from using clips, so we can't use an intro, we can't use an outro. You have to pay for it through StreamYards now. And Jake, you saw something that YouTube
Yes.
posted
Yes,
about
so-
other stuff.
So, as I mentioned in the beginning of the show, what Phantom just mentioned kind of ties in a little bit to not a new YouTube policy, as is kind of being falsely pursued, but it's more of a reassertion
Right.
of a YouTube policy. So, the way the story broke was with, excuse me, the way the story broke was with this tweet right here. Which says, starting July 15th, YouTube will only pay creators who use their real voice and produce original content. Following will not be eligible for monetization. Reused or repurposed videos, copied content, low effort uploads, and fully AI generated videos. Now, Dexerto picked this up as well and shared this. And you can see that it did get community noted, and it got a specific response from Team YouTube, which states, not exactly, to clarify, this is a minor update to our long-standing YouTube partner program policies to help us better identify when content is mass-produced or repetitive. This type of content has already been ineligible for monetization for years and is content viewers often consider spam.
So this goes back to us talking about like the AI generated movie trailers and stuff.
Right. And part of that this is something we spoke about around a month ago with AI generated movie trailers. There was a episode, if you guys remember, where we discussed how we were having such a difficult time finding trailers for that week's show, because when I was searching for trailers, the first like 4 pages were just nothing but AI generated bullshit.
Yeah, I talked to
And-
this with.
Say again?
You can finish.
I was just going to finish off by saying that, regarding, again, kind of this is kind of a thin line, especially for people like us who do a few different things. One, we don't necessarily have the budget at the current time to produce our own music or our own videos or things of that nature outside of what we're showing right now. We also, in an attempt to increase viewership and increase subscriber count, get to monetization, can get buried in the algorithm for utilizing such content that is AI generated, for instance. And also another one that's really going to affect people like us is the reused or repurposed videos and copied content, because even though that has been a thing for a number of years now, YouTube has, I looked into this a tiny amount. YouTube still has not quite elaborated on what exactly that means and where exactly the line is. Because is running a trailer, a 2-minute trailer, considered reusing content? Is that considered copying? Is reaction content considered copied content? If somebody in our circle uploads a video that's, let's say it's 15 minutes long and we cover a 2-minute section of it, is that considered reusing or recycling content? Does that make you ineligible? Is that going to take the video that we upload, the podcast we upload, out of the algorithm and bury it? So it much like
it's
with the first adpocalypse and then the second adpocalypse and just all the way up until now, especially now with the AI, it's there's just more rules. It's like baseball. Like baseball in like 1890 was the fucking Wild West, and now the rule book is like this thick. There's so many different things you need to be aware of.
But let me say this. Out of all the platforms, which is the bed, I hate to say it, it is YouTube, because all the other ones are just like so behind, or they just don't want to like take on YouTube or whatever. Like Rumble, you have a chance.
It's a
but
fight
you
for a
guys
distant
suck.
second place.
Like Rumble, you have a chance to take over, but you're still, your whole entire platform is garbage, man. Like,
Rumble cares about people that aren't on their platform more than people that are on their platform.
And one of these days, I'd like to get my friend Adam Carl of RNG on here, because he has some Rumble stories involving himself and some people in his inner circle in the early days of Rumble, which was only a couple of years ago at this point. And the way they run their ship there is crazy, because the owners and some like the big time names that they court, just like they just put their nose in too much shit. It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
It's some wild stuff
like
over there.
even Jeremy from Geeksy Gamers even said that like the guys at Rumble, they're very nice people. He's met them before in person or whatever, but he literally tells them that their platform sucks to their face every single time when he has a chance. Like you need to step it up.
Every time he's on the front page, he just cusses Rumble out.
Well, it's also like with Kick. It's like with Kick also. Kick could literally like take the space that Twitch is, because Twitch is in decline right now.
And look, Kick is this close too. Kick is if Kick continues as they've been growing, and Twitch continues as they've been shrinking, in a year, they will reach equilibrium with each other. Seriously,
I think right now,
far away.
If Kick would like go in partnership with like Xbox and PlayStation to like have it the ability for them to stream on their platforms through a console, it's done, because Microsoft. So we all know that on PlayStation, you can stream directly from your PlayStation to YouTube. That's one thing I like about PlayStation. Xbox was done the dumbest thing by saying, okay, you can only stream to Twitch, which at the time was all they had.
Right.
Now, if they would like do a partnership, like, hey, you can like Kick, go over to Xbox and be like, yeah, we'll shove out this amount much money. Let us have the ability to stream your games over here. I guarantee you'll get more people streaming from Xbox Live to Kick than you do from Xbox to Twitch.
Okay, so this will be my last say on the matter. I agree with you, Phantom. I agree that is the case. Here's the thing. Kick is in very blatant, upfront competition with Twitch.
Mhm.
They want to overtake Twitch. Kick is also, they could probably do better, but they've done a lot, let's say, to be free speech or like free speech
Mhm.
agnostic, let's say, if not absolutists. And at least specifically for Xbox, as you know, Phantom, they have been like nannying the shit out of multiplayer lobbies, for instance.
Mhm.
There is no way on God's green earth, certainly as it stands now, that Microsoft would partner with Kick. No
No,
way.
I 100%.
Not a chance.
100% agree with you. I know.
Yeah. They micromanage now. Like you can't have a old school Xbox lobby from what I keep on hearing. Or
Oh,
whatever.
it's not
Or-
it's not
or-
even micromanagement. It's AI. It's AI
Dude.
voice detection. If
Literally,
you're in a lobby or if you're doing voice chat during a match and it detects you as saying something that goes
Mhm.
against their TOS,
you're banned.
you're banned.
You're banned.
At least
You're
a
done.
24-hour. Done.
Yeah, you're done.
That's
I had
crazy.
a friend years ago, I think, who I think he texted it either or in a voice chat and just said a bad word and he got muted for 24 hours.
Dude, I got
That's a
banned
good way
for nearly 48 hours because I called a kid a bitch because he was being a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, and see, the problem with this is, look, for all you old heads out there, maybe some of you guys play World of Warcraft, and I bore my wife to tears with this all the time, even though she used to play. You know, I played a game that involved hundreds of people that I personally interacted with, and that on a nightly basis I interacted with like 39 others when I was like 12, 13, 14 years old. And
Mhm.
I was a very important part of the way what we were doing went for many hours a night. And all of these people were grown ass men and women. The shit that was said to me when I fucked up was horrendous.
Build character.
And it built character, absolutely. And with this type of shit, like we know that like Modern Warfare 2 lobbies were just they
It
were
was the
like
Wild West.
they were like if the Jim Crow South got injected with the fucking Hulk
Oh,
serum.
yeah.
They were crazy.
Oh yeah, been
But
there.
now kids aren't getting this shit at school. They're not getting it online. They're not getting it in person.
That's
if they do
offensive.
go outside to talk to people. So we're getting nothing but a bunch of bitch-made people who, when they grow up and get into even minor positions of power, like being the manager at a Burger King, like the world's gonna fall apart, man. You think
Yeah.
China's gonna give a shit? Not to get too political, but you think China's gonna give a shit whether
Dude.
whether we're offended or not? Come on, guys.
Dude,
Yes.
like maybe like was it like maybe 2 years ago is when Xbox implemented this thing with the chat policing.
Yes.
And it was, so I would have to say it was, I would think the remake 2016's Modern Warfare remake
Yeah.
was probably the last lobby I was in that people was able to say anything they wanted.
Mhm.
And then I think by the next year, if you would say bitch, cunt, fuck, whatever, you were
You
banned.
can't say the C word here on YouTube, bro.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, that's
See you next Thursday.
that's an
See you
automatic.
next Thursday.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
We're
referring
34
to
minutes in.
the Australian.
No, you
minutes.
can't say it at all.
You can't say that at all.
But
Unfortunately.
Whoopsies.
but the thing is like I've heard you know like I've heard black people in like recent like
Oh no.
when I was playing Call of Duty a few months ago was like saying the N-word and stuff, and I'm not channeling my inner grandpa. Hi Jess, how you doing? But it's like I remember it wasn't too long ago because Jake, we talked about this not too long ago. That when
Don't you put that evil on me, white man. Don't you dare.
No. Remember when we were going to play Minecraft and I had a thing pop up that said, now now you can like police the chats and like self report people for language now, and
they
people would
snitching.
get banned for it. Yeah. So
Wow.
literally they have a thing on there where you bet like certain Xboxes, like if you like been on there for a while, you can go into a program where you beta test stuff. And one of the things that I nearly got roped into was beta testing the AI stuff for voice chats. So that was
they
a
need
thing
someone
maybe
with a
a
really
year and a
heavy
half
Southern
ago.
drawl. See if it would work.
Oh fuck!
I was gonna let me say this. Like, that's funny. Yes, black people. Yeah. At the end of the day, we're gonna have to find something different out of StreamYard, like, because like.
Well, the thing
They-
is,
Nickel-
Chris, if like StreamYards is like one of the first ones that have like partnered with YouTube to allow people to stream like this, and I guarantee you that other platforms that do this are going to implement this shit along with
No,
everything
What I'm
else.
trying to say is this: like, StreamYard is way too expensive for what it is. Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like,
Guys, it genuinely is. Also, there was a price hike as well. It's yearly. It's
there's
base
no
level
way.
yearly amount increased another $30. The past week.
There's
By the
no way.
way-
This is why we need to get monetized. That's why
Yeah,
we need to get
yeah.
monetized.
Yeah.
There's no way in God's
Base
green
level.
earth, like, if you get the full year plus the business package, it should not cost you almost $900. That's crazy.
Right.
Like,
It's gone
that,
up. It's
that's
nearly $1,000 now. It's nearly
almost $1,000. That is crazy. That's high rate robbery, man.
Oh yeah. Especially for the total lack of anything that they give you. It's unreal how much it costs for just the small amount. And Risk It, excuse me, the Duke of Risk It's a Biscuitington said they hold the majority demand, so they set the market. Absolutely. They were the first in, they get to set the rates, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
And again, everybody else is fighting for a distant second until one of them breaks through and offers a genuinely superior product at a much lower cost.
Yeah.
It's
I
just the
keep
way it
on
has to
saying.
be. The problem is server space, it costs money. Not every company is Alphabet, where you can be anybody and upload a 23-hour and 59-minute, 59-second video onto YouTube for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Compare this from 10 years ago when YouTube still had Hangouts. Best thing
Yeah.
that
Shout
Google ever fucking had, and then they decide, oh, we're gonna make people pay for this shit.
Yeah. And then within like 6 months, they're like, we're removing the Google Plus program. We're detaching it from YouTube. Also, we're shutting it down entirely. So,
I remember.
okay, thanks.
Yeah.
It
I
was
was
a
there when
massive-
they dude, I was there when they started Google Plus. I was there doing
I
live
was there
streams.
too. I wasn't making content, but I was
I
there.
used the
and it was
Google
a
Plus.
big stink with people.
I used Google Plus before.
Plus thing that was like Pinterest in a way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It kind of
Like,
was.
we were-
It kind of was. Yeah.
We had people that was on Google Plus or whatever, that I used to go to college with, and we just used to do our assignments or like do video games on there or whatever, like for Google Plus or whatever. Yeah,
It was way better than Skype.
It's way better.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
Skype.
yeah.
Skype, like, you had a whole bunch
That
of
was good.
let's just say people from a certain type of country that James Gunn insulted last week that used to be like trying to get your information. But I digress.
Well, so like back in the day, the only thing we used Skype for was like Discord. We would get in there and get in the call, and we would hang out with our friends and just talk about all kinds of random shit.
Or if you're like me, ran Ventrilo and TeamSpeak servers.
Mm-hmm.
Shay, buddy.
Mostly
Shay, buddy.
for
Give me your ID, buddy.
I mean, and then,
why did you admit?
and then like Facebook, Facebook turned over and did Messenger, and Messenger
Which is pretty
became
solid.
obsolete. It's
Yeah, because they
obsolete
bought
now.
WhatsApp. Because WhatsApp was like,
Yeah.
damn, this stuff is good. And
Yeah.
Meta's like, well, Facebook at the time, they weren't Meta yet. We're like, gonna buy that shit.
And
Also,
today,
that law, Ventrilo is not better than all. It was just used a lot. Its
Yeah.
interface was terrible. Its sound quality was terrible. It was an absolute bitch to administrate and create servers and channels and stuff like that. But I have a lot of very good memories on Ventrilo. I don't even know if
That's-
the program is still updated. I don't even know if you still get it, honestly. I haven't checked in
That's-
so long.
and that's the reason why Discord is superior to all of those. You know, it's superior
Yeah.
until
Well-
they fuck that up.
Do you
Look,
guys
I-
want to get into? Oh, I was gonna say.
I desperately want to move on.
Okay.
Anyway,
Let's dive into some trailers or whatever. Like,
Yeah, let's do that. You know what? Let's kick it off with one that Phantom nor I were expecting to happen this soon. That is the trailer for Red Sonja, which I didn't even know this movie was going to come out this year.
I know.
Much less
I
have
know.
a trailer
As-
drop today.
I know. Ass is happy about this. He kept on like saying like, if they better not get this thing wrong. This is my girl.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So I seen this through Joe Blow Productions, and I haven't watched the trailer yet. And I'm a fan of the original movie, so and the comic book. So let's just see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. All right. In a 3, a 2, a 1, go.
they got an actual redhead.
Sonia, the earth is bleeding. And grant me the power to find those who did.
I'd have to consult with my wife to see if that's actually her real hair or if that's dye. Oh, this looks pretty legit so far.
Again is all I dreamed of.
Looks pretty decent.
What is this actor's
They got it.
name? I need to look her up. I need to know if she actually has red hair. Because she has blue eyes.
He wants us to
And
fight.
redheads with blue eyes are extremely rare.
Well, just like if you ever need somebody for a live action Brave movie, like Disney, you got somebody.
You should cast my wife. Looks just like her. It's crazy.
No, I do
Does she
want
sound
to.
Scottish?
I do want to say one thing about this. Red Sonja is a feminist. That's how she was written. That she didn't need a man because of her backstory, and I'll get to that when the trailer's over.
Also, I can't tell if she's Scottish. She just sounds like from the north of England. Matilda Lutz. Okay, that sounds like that's a Germanic name for sure. And that looks like Lady Gaga, kind of.
To me, it looks like Phasma from fucking Star Wars.
Star Trek.
I do like the
They have
outfit
her-
though.
They have her in like the scale male bikini, which is what
Mhm.
she looks like in the comics.
You can have this
Mhm.
and these.
And that protects.
Nothing. The crowd will love it.
I mean, that's
Okay, that's good.
That's fair.
That's funny.
That's fair. I'll allow that.
That's funny.
I'll allow
Okay,
that. Miss-
so-
okay, thank you, Riskit, for the confirmation. Not a natural redhead. I told you. I told you.
Uh,
I told you.
Hey, at least she dyed her
Redheads
hair
do not
for
have
it.
blue eyes. That is so rare.
She's-
Italian. Lutz?
Yeah,
Lutz
she's
isn't an Italian name. My goodness.
Matilda. I think is more Italian.
Matilda's an English name though. But
Okay, so to give a backstory to Red Sonja, so she's part of the guy that
Okay.
did Conan. He wrote her stories too. So
Middle Eastern. She's Persian.
So
I know
in the
Boudica is not. Boudica also wasn't English. She was Celtic.
in the comic books, she's more in tune with Amazons. She's like maybe like the first Amazon in her era.
Yeah.
And it's because she was assaulted by men, her family was murdered,
Yes.
and
That's her whole thing.
Yeah, it's like she's not gonna be with a man unless he can beat her in combat.
Yes. Like Boudica, like UK Gamer was bringing up about Boudica. the Celtic warrior queen.
Mhm.
That was her whole thing. She had a
Mhm.
horrific upbringing, if you will, because her whole family was murdered. And
Mhm.
she famously took female lovers and only ever slept with men that could beat her in single
Mhm.
combat,
Mhm. And
which
that's
was
how
which was
and
rare.
that's how Sonya was wrote in her comic books, in her
And
stories.
this is also like this is one of the best way, especially with the way you built the character. This is one of the best ways that you
Mhm.
can have a legitimate excuse to have, like, the titty male, basically.
Mhm.
I just
Like
love
with
how the
Lower
guy
the Guard,
said,
you have a pretty lady who's
it's
just
just for
showing her
show.
stuff off.
It's for show.
And I highly recommend watching the
Isn't that what
Brigitte
I did?
Nielsen's Red Sonja movie from the
Mhm.
80s. It's actually really good.
Yeah, it is.
I know it got panned, but it's actually a really good adaptation of the comic book, and I highly recommend it. And I do love the character Sonya. She is like she's probably like she's a badass character. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
she fights
Oh, yeah.
demons, monsters, and hell, at one point she does fight alongside Kodan. They were actually lovers
Yep.
in the comics at one point,
Yeah.
and so I highly recommend the original Red Sonja movie from the 80s. It's actually really good.
Absolutely.
Alright.
Absolutely.
I'm actually glad that they're doing this, and from what I've seen so far,
It's
I'm
pretty solid.
intrigued about it. I am intrigued about it.
It looks like they put care into it. I haven't watched none of the I haven't watched the original Sonya movie, but from what I'm looking at, like they honored the Laurel or whatever, and yeah, it looks like
Honored the
a
backstory.
solid movie.
It does. From what they've shown there, it does look solid. I want to know what you think about this, Phantom. Do you think this means that there's potentially a new Conan movie on the way? And also fan cast, if you can think of somebody who would play Conan.
Okay,
You'd have to bulk somebody up real big, though.
So I've talked about this privately, and I've talked this on stream. I do like the Jason Momoa Conan movie.
Mhm.
I liked him as Conan. I think that Conan movie was more in line with the original comic book because it was ultra violent. I mean, if anybody's ever seen that the very beginning of it,
AP, I'm sorry, we mean Conan the Barbarian, not Conan O'Brien. Also,
Yeah.
Steve Jobs is dead.
and in the beginning of that Jason Momoa's Conan movie, he literally has an egg in his mouth and he beheads like 10 people. And it's like it's blood everywhere.
Without cracking the egg.
Yeah, and it's actually I actually do like the movie. And when it comes to like Sonya, like the original movie was great for what it was. It was an 80s movie. This looks good to me, and I hope it's going to be good. And if they're going to do like a new Conan, fan casting is going to be hard. You'd have to have somebody that's bulky.
They'd have to be big. They'd have to be they'd have to be a big
Massive.
person to start. Like
Jason
you couldn't
Momoa
just take
size.
you couldn't just take like a 5'10" actor and bulk them up. They'd have to be like at least 6'2", 6'3", and bulk them up. I know people are calling Henry Cavill. I mean, you could bring in someone like the Mountain, Hafthor Bjornsson.
Gonna get Alan
pretty sure he's
Richardson.
done acting. You could get Alan Richardson in, but you need somebody who
a huge man.
You kind of need someone. People are saying it in the chat as well. You kind of need someone who's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, somebody who like is both someone capable of acting and is yoked because they're like legitimate bodybuilders as well.
Well,
you
here's
need
a little
you need that physique.
Well, here's a little fun fact. When the original Conan, when they were in productions with Conan, they want Lou Ferrigno to be Conan. But the problem is because of his hearing, Lou Ferrigno did not get to be Conan, but he got to be Hercules, which was it was better for him to be Hercules. And I mean, Schwarzenegger, language barrier, and it was Max von Sydow and James Earl Jones that literally taught Schwarzenegger how to act on that movie.
That was his big one.
That
was his breakout.
Yeah, for myself, it's like you had to find somebody that could okay, when it comes to Conan, he has to be somebody that's strong, muscular. He also has to have that look. Because if you ever looked at the comic books, the Conan comic books, he looks like a Neanderthal.
6'3".
Literally. And Roman Reigns, nah. I don't think Roman's too
Oh,
tall.
I know who Tom Stolman is.
But I mean, for me,
John Cena's too old.
Well, Roman could be Crow the Conqueror. In my
Ooh,
opinion,
Ronan is Crow. Okay,
yeah.
that would work. That
Oh,
would
Do you
yeah.
think John Cena's too old?
Yes, yes, I do. Because John Cena's finally gotten to the age where you can see it in his face that he's
Yeah.
too old. And
And fuck The Rock.
And The Rock. Please look. There's other big people in Hollywood. Also,
That are not on
you could be
steroids?
like the original Conan. You could just find somebody who isn't in Hollywood and
Mhm.
bring them in. You know, it's
What about
not-
Chris
look,
Hemsworth? Or is he too old? Chris Hemsworth?
Look, I'm
Mm.
Chris Hemsworth looks young enough because they have to be like they can't be older than 30. Vagabond's saying Arnold's son. Yeah,
Nah,
but
he's too much of a
doesn't
wimp.
really-
Which one? Because one of them is a
which-
wimp.
I assume it's the not. The one.
It's
he
the
did not
Mexican
have.
son. It's
No,
the Mexican son.
No. It's the one he had with his wife, not the one that he had with his maid.
Oh, the one
Um,
that's married to Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things.
Yes. Dude, have you seen them next to each other? Millie Bobby Brown is a very slight woman. She's not,
Yeah.
she's whatever. She's 21 now or
Yeah.
whatever, so she's a woman. She's very slight. She's not that tall, but when she's standing next to him, she like comes up to here on him. She's
Mhm.
not. He's big. He's a big dude.
I was gonna
I don't. Go ahead, Ebola.
I was gonna suggest one, but the guy that I was gonna suggest is 54, so I don't think it'd work.
Eh,
We'll see.
He's
What are
like,
you gonna
he's like,
suggest?
but he's the thing. He was. I know the movie's bad and all, but he was in Eternals. He was the big guy in Eternals.
yep. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Do you guys? I know most of you saw Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know the quick cameo scene in the desert where they have the Russian, that guy.
Yeah.
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 You think he could do it? Because he has like the physiognomy of like
Well-
that kind of like Neanderthal type brow ridge and things like that, and he's also a bodybuilder. Well, he's a power lifter, a little different.
well-
He'd have to cut a lot of
Well,
weight.
the guy that played Juggernaut in that movie could work too, because he's a built
That could
motherfucker.
also work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, this is the same. This is what I'm saying. It can be a no name that just has looks. Exactly. They can just do what they did with the original Conan. Schwarzenegger, I think, did like some commercials and stuff, and then a casting director saw him and was like, "This guy,
Well,
get this
so-
guy right here."
so Schwarzenegger actually got the role for Conan because of two movies they did. He did Hercules in New York, which they dubbed his voiceover, and The Villain.
Yes.
And it's like, he had the look. It was Mr. Olympia.
Hard disagree on Tom Hardy. I don't think he could. Too
No.
small, too old.
No,
He's a little too
He's not
old
that
now.
old, but he's a little too old now, and he's not that big.
no.
That's the thing. You need Conan to be big, and not just like standing on a box in close up.
Mhm.
Big. He needs to be like on a horse, looking big.
He has to be menacing. Because, I mean,
Genghis
literally,
Khan.
It's going to
literally,
be kind
when-
of hard to do. When
dude,
most
it's like
actors-
this. Dude, it's like this. When Conan walks into a room, the room stops and turns in fear to see Conan. When Conan walks in the
Yes.
room, they know who he is, and they're
Yes.
terrified of
Yeah.
him.
And also, here's something that they need to do that they didn't exactly do with Conan the Barbarian or Conan the Destroyer with Schwarzenegger is Conan isn't stupid. He's an extremely intelligent tactician. He's a
Yeah.
very, very, very smart and tactical
Well trained.
strategist.
Well trained.
And Wayfair just said so. They said Conan may be a ruby, he's not a dummy in the comics, he's a tactician and a leader.
Mhm.
Exactly. He's extremely
Yeah.
well trained. And that's what makes him so dangerous. He's massive. He's extremely powerful. He's extremely imposing. He's very scary if you're like just some poor guy who has to hold a shield in front of him. And he's extremely intelligent and knows warfare.
Well,
Which-
I mean, if you remember,
You rule the planet, basically.
I mean, in the lore, he was trained. He was trained by the masters in swordsmanship, mathematics.
Yes, yeah, he was trained by
was a
like he was
doctor.
trained by Greeks in philosophy and mathematics. He was
Mhm.
trained by like Persians and Turks in swordsmanship. He was trained by like Eurasian
trained-
steppe people and like horse riding and archery. Like he was they took just an absolute like dream team
All
of
the
all
cultures.
the best possible cultural marks and brought them together to make this one just perfect warrior.
And also, you got to remember, this is so when Conan was alive, this was maybe, I'd say, 15, 20 years after the fall of Atlantis, right? And
Yes.
he was trained by people from Atlantis
was-
itself.
Which were also, this is also like mythological in some senses if you believe in Atlantis. I kind of do in some senses, but anyway, apparently the Atlanteans were like military geniuses,
Mhm.
like just
Yeah.
absolutely incredible military geniuses. So
I mean,
got that
don't
also.
I mean, don't forget that Crom was from Atlantis, his
yes,
god,
he was an Atlantean, yeah, which
and
basically
his
made him a superhuman for all intents
and-
and purposes.
and don't forget, Conan wielded the Atlantean sword. That was the Atlantean,
Yeah.
and it was
It was
unbreakable.
forged in Atlantis, yeah.
It was unbreakable. His sword
Made
was
out of
unbreakable.
Atlantean. They didn't call it Atlantean steel. It had a special
Yeah.
non-real name. I don't know what it was made out of, but yeah.
Yeah, I love Conan. I love those stories.
All right.
Crawl the
Well-
Conqueror. Shout
What's
out to the movie from the 90s. Good movie.
Anyways.
Good movie.
Second trailer.
Sorry for going so off topic there and down the rabbit hole, but we do have a second trailer here. And you're welcome. Thank you, AP. Anyways,
You dick.
The second trailer we have for you guys is I know we showed this. Thank you for correcting your grammar as well. I appreciate that very much. The second trailer we have for you now, we showed the teaser for this about 4 or 5 weeks ago, but the official OG No Kidding trailer has dropped today, and that is for King of the Hill, baby.
Let's go.
It's going to be on Hulu. It literally dropped 9 hours ago, earlier today.
I've heard good things
and
about this show.
It starts. That sounded like glass breaking. I hope whoever's in there is okay. You're okay? Good. Good. I got 2 thumbs up. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, King of the Hill season 14 official trailer in a 3, a 2, a 1. Let's go.
I'm so happy for this, man. I love this show.
Look at that Return of the Dang King, man. Oh, wow.
Hey, Boomer.
Getting a hug. Okay. Emotional.
It's been hard with you and Peggy gone, Hank. I might have
God.
let myself go a little.
Yeah, a little bit.
World has changed, Dad.
I don't know how to kick someone's ass over Zoom, but I'll figure it out. Okay. Is that a...
Don't worry, they're both all gender.
Uh-huh. Are we all gender? I'm going to give you a 4. That way it gives you something to work towards. If you ask me, 5s should be rare in this world.
We sure are. I do not want to be conceited, but I have been told my
Dude,
whole
they
life.
got the same attitudes, and I love it.
Yeah, of course, they haven't changed that at all.
I'm your chef, Bobby Hill. Nowadays,
That boy ain't
they're
right.
fruitier, bolder, more
That boy
assertive.
ain't right.
I've been drinking beer for 40 years, and I never wished once that it tasted more like fruit. I love a dance with clear rules and instructions. Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The vegan? What the hell am
The
I supposed to think
vegan.
her?
Can't we
The
just
vegan.
The vegan girl.
I cannot believe they're allowing it to happen openly.
Oh,
in
that's
the
a good
streets.
Dale.
fake sport, man?
Holy
You got
shit.
that something, man. The thing they don't tell you about retirement is
Lord.
there's so much time to fill.
Oh,
Honey,
there's
you do
John
not
Raythorn.
need to get up at the crack of dawn every morning.
Peggy, I didn't retire to sleep my life away like some nepo baby.
I can't wait.
Oh, we gotta do watch parties.
So glad
We
you
gotta do watch
All 10
parties.
episodes drop.
Are you eating something? Let me hang up and call back.
Oh.
All 10 episodes drop on the same day.
So I just want to say,
Yeah,
what a
watch
Hank
party.
Hill line to say, Peggy, I did not retire so I could sleep my ass off every day like a Nepo baby. That is it's such a Hank thing to say.
Or the hug.
I was
Too
so
much contact.
too much,
I
too
was-
much contact. Come on. You're a grown man.
I
now.
was worried. I was worried because the actor who played Dale passed away a few years ago.
Yes.
This sounds like Dale.
It
Sounds
does
like
sound
Dale.
like Dale.
So
It does sound like
I've been following the show. Like the first season is the original voice actor for Dale, and then like the next season, the guy that played Cotton Hill, he's gonna be taking over Dale's voice or whatever.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they did pretty good. Yeah, man. Dude, I'm so happy for this series because what's his name? Who's the creator of the series?
My
Mike Judge. He has not lost. Look, if you guys think that Mike Judge has lost it, he hasn't changed. Just once again, go
Mike Judge
watch
is
his
amazing.
Beavis and Butthead on
Oh,
white privilege.
privilege.
It's freaking hilarious.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So I say this
Hasn't
much:
lost
if we
his
do, dude, if we do a watch party, hey Chris, if we do watch parties for this, I know who we need to bring on to talk about the show. Hank Hill
Who?
himself, Petlaw.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, dude, like once it drops, they said all 10 episodes are dropping on the same day. So like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to I gotta watch like
Give them
all
up for
10
a Saturday or something, and like Saturday at noon, we just fucking rip them in the Discord or something. Just
Dude,
back-
and we could
back-
talk about them on the anime show. We could talk about that on the anime show too. How you know?
I mean, it is the American anime. That's what
It
they
is.
said.
Yeah, I mean, so like all the people are saying that Bobby was gonna be gay. Like, nah, like it's like he's
Nah,
He doesn't
Vegan.
he's dating a vegan lady, which means she's
He's
not.
dating- yeah.
Them vegans is crazy.
So I
Hopefully,
wonder.
hopefully he gets back with Connie, man, because like that's the relationship right there that
So-
needs to.
One thing I do want to know: are they gonna like address Luann? Because I know that Brittany Murphy was doing the voice of Luann, and she passed away when the show died.
So what Mike Judge said was like they're in the universe, but he's gonna keep them off camera or whatever, just for the respect of the
Okay.
families or whatever. Like they're
That's
still alive, but like they're just doing their own thing or whatever. That's
Out
what
on
he
one
said.
of the coasts doing whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah, he's
That
kind of
makes
basically
sense.
renting them out the show or whatever, so they don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good way.
Well, yeah, because that was one of the reasons why they ended the show was because of Brittany Murphy's passing, because she was
It's
so.
death.
Yeah, it was because of her death.
It was
that's
that,
the
and
reason
also
why.
it was like almost like like Mike Judge said, like he was getting kind of tired of the show too. Like he just wanted to move on and do other stuff. So
He did it
you know.
for 14 years. That's a long
Yeah.
time. You know,
yeah,
That's a long time to do a
And,
show
and you got to remember, he was doing Beavis and Butthead at the same time.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
it was not. He did King of the Hill in 1998 or 99 all the way to 2010, bro. Like that's a long time, bro. Like
Yeah.
And
it's
he's
still,
not
like,
like
one of
Matt
the
Groening,
adult
who's
shows.
changed.
Yeah.
And it's not like Matt Groening, who changed over the years and ran The Simpsons into the fucking ground, which I know they called in the first season when Bart said, if I had my own TV show, I'd run that sucker into the ground. But like
They
Matt Groening,
predicted
he didn't hope he would
themselves.
actually do that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the one thing about that disappoints me about The Simpsons is it's still going. It should have ended years ago.
They said that
Yes.
Marge died.
Well, in the future, it's a future one. It's like in the
Yeah.
future.
Just
Yeah.
Simpsons is now just memed. It's like, can they predict the
It's just a
future
meme.
again?
It's a meme now.
Yeah, it's like what happened with Superman in the 80s when he wasn't he was kind of losing popularity, especially because of Batman, things like that. So what did they do?
Cartoons.
They killed him. They had Death of Superman. You know, they had
Because
Christ on
yeah.
Infinite Earths. you know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But
yeah,
speaking of Beavis and Butthead, I think we could transition over to something I had Jake pull up.
Oh yes.
Aussies.
So
Do you want
so-
to interview? Do you want to introduce this before I pull it up here?
yeah, so I
minutes,
saw
go
this.
ahead.
I saw this the other day. So we know that Beavis and Butthead have been added to Call of Duty. So in tribute to that, they actually made a Cornholio controller for Xbox, and it actually
Oh,
looks
nice.
really good. It actually looks really good. I saw this
I
the other
agree.
night.
It's a controller and it's a whole. Phantom was like, I don't know how the hell you're gonna hold this controller. It's
Mhm.
look, it's obviously a controller that has like a shirt with arms placed over top of it. You can
I
lift that up.
think
you can
I
take
think
the
it's just a
controller out and use
holder.
it.
Isn't it just
Yeah,
a
exactly.
controller
But
holder?
Mhm.
that's what it is.
I had to say,
am
like
interested
it.
in if the toilet paper it can be if those fake toilet paper rolls can be removed and you can put like, real toilet
Use.
paper rolls on them. Actually use it. But
I saw
yeah,
that, and I'm like,
this is the thing.
I had to talk about it because I saw it. And I was like, this looks cool. It's probably one of the most
No.
unique controllers I've ever seen.
You know, on the bright side,
That's okay.
Nagano won't smash the controller.
And the
Nagano would have
TV
to
to
fight
use.
them hands.
Yeah, he'll have things before he gets to the controller.
But I still want to say Call of Duty's gay. Just saying.
Well, yeah.
It is. It is gay.
I mean, they're trying to make Fortnite.
He'll find a way.
Yeah, he said, see, people are saying it.
Guy, the guy couldn't hoodie.
Like, there's every consistency, life, death, death,
Oh.
taxes, and Nagano smash the controller.
At least this much.
Yeah,
At least
that's
Nagranal. Hey, at least Nagranal didn't kick me from the Discord after I memed the shit out of him last night in my winning meme.
That was vile.
Fuck you, Phantom.
Yeah.
You won, and you're banned.
He called me a fucker.
Is
Congratulations, this is your last time winning.
Unfortunately, no. There is not a picture of just the controller. However, I can confirm that the Cornholio, the Beavis blonde faux hawk is part of the controller. It actually is a physical part of the controller. I don't know if it can be removed, but it actually is on it.
I'll definitely keep an eye out on it. If I see it like at Walmart or something, I'll take pictures
it looks
of
like
it.
it's going to cost like $120. Because I mean, like when you
Yeah.
think about it, they're standard controllers, which all their standard controllers are both wired and wireless now.
$60 to
Cost
$80.
Cost $60. That's just for the standard black controllers,
Mhm.
which are, in my opinion, the best controllers there are. Fighting me about it. The best stock controllers. I'm not talking about like custom, like scratch controllers, whatever. They're like $200. But anyways, you know, these custom ones, they're built off of the pro models, which are already like $90, and then adding all this extra guff to it, that's going to bring it up. It's going to be well over $100 at least.
You know, if they would do something like this, it's like, I'll be honest with you, I don't care about Beavis and Butthead being in Call of Duty. That's fine. I would rather have them in Fortnite because at least I can see the skin as I'm running around. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm I don't know the corporate structure, but I am slightly surprised that Fortnite didn't get Beavis and Butthead first. I imagine it's because King of the Hill is going to be on Hulu, which is owned by Disney,
Mhm.
and Disney has very specific deals with Epic for characters like Star Wars characters, for instance.
It could
And
also
maybe
be
the juice just wasn't worth the squeeze for them to put them in
because they did
Fortnite,
hang.
and
It,
Activision Blizzard offered them more. Which
I-
Activision Blizzard is owned by Microsoft.
Mhm.
Disney and Microsoft kind of do things from now and again together.
I
At
was
least behind
feeling
scenes.
it could also be because they just had Hank Hill on their thing, so they gave
Mhm.
they gave Call of Duty Beavis and Butthead, I guess, as a trade-off. I guess.
Well, also you have to remember Family Guy
Good man.
around a year ago was part of Fortnite too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. But unrelated, Family Guy is Fox.
Disney
20th
owns
Century
Fox.
Fox. Duh, Disney owns 20th Century Fox. What am I
Mhm.
saying? Of course. Right.
That's
I
that's why they were
forgot about-
on.
I forgot about that.
That's why they were on there.
Yeah. Do you
And
guys want
also-
to talk about us? Oh,
So I did want to give a shout out to Atomic Patriot. You guys get a chance, go there and sub to Atomic Patriot. He
Yeah,
actually put out
AP,
some really good videos here lately.
AP,
Yeah.
throw your links up in the chat. Everybody go sub to
yeah,
AP.
grow
He's
his
been,
stuff, man.
yeah,
He's been good.
He's been grinding hard for like the past month, putting out
Mhm.
at least 5 videos a
Him-
week, putting out shorts also. Good stuff.
Shout out to him, and also shout out to Basket Case. He's been on the
Basket
grind
City?
too. So yeah,
Basket
Basket.
City.
My bad.
And
I'm
Ronan
thinking that-
Crusader.
Yeah,
And Ronan the Crusader.
And Ronan.
Yep.
And Ronan.
Mhm.
Ronan. Absolutely. And
I just want to say one thing about these three brothers right here. Like they literally have came to us and just congratulated us for doing our streams, so they'll start streaming themselves. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I want to say, like, guys, just keep the grind up. No, don't matter. It don't matter how long it takes. Just don't give up on your stuff. We're still in the fight too, or whatever. Just keep on,
baby.
just keep on going, man. Like I know it gets a little hard. I know it gets a little frustrated, but keep on going, bro.
Well, Ronan, when you came to us and you mentioned how you literally started streaming again because of us, and we're just shouting you out, brother.
Oh,
And
and also, I'm sorry for interrupting, but before we move to our final topic for the evening, sorry if this one's slightly under 2 hours, but we're just we're moving as we go. I do want to do a quick shout out to Basket City because he decided he wanted to throw up a meme, which is kind of a meme, which I know this was fan informed me that this was kind of news back when these two people first came into the spotlight last summer. However, the deed has finally been done, and Joel Berger and Ashley King officially got married, and Burger King paid for the entire wedding.
they actually had their local Burger King too.
All I
That's
know
rare.
is, based on that smile, she's going to be having it her way for quite some time.
For sure. Do you guys want to talk about Ozzy before we get into the main event with Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's talk a little bit about that. And I'm going to let you go on this first.
So I got you. So they had the stream on YouTube,
Yeah,
and
their farewell
So,
concert, if you will. Yeah.
So I'm a huge rock fan, and Black Sabbath is probably one of my favorite English bands of all time. I love Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne is the Prince of Darkness, probably one of the greatest singers of all time, and
Such a unique voice.
And it brought a tear to my eye to see, with his health issues, he looks so frail on stage. But it was really good to see him perform one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave me chills. And he only did a few songs, which, that's his limit, because I think he has Parkinson's.
Yes.
And a few other health issues. And yeah, it was hard to see that, but it was actually really good to watch it.
So I remember, I think it was like maybe 3 years ago. he didn't do an interview, but there was he made a statement or something like that where, as his health was like really declining, you know, he was living in LA. He and his whole family had been living in LA for a couple decades at that point, and he said that he wanted to move back to England because he wanted to die. He wasn't bad mouthing America or anything. He just said he wanted to move back to England because he wanted to die where he was born. He's not in England right now. The concert, for you guys that don't know, it was a charity concert. So everybody that performed over the various days, they were flown out, but they weren't paid to do the gig. Also, I want to quash something. There's a rumor going around that, well, that's half true, which is that Sharon Osbourne, who's been Ozzy's long time manager ever since the 80s,
and wife,
and wife, manager and wife, and I mean, damn good manager, that's for sure. She's known to be ruthless, but still a good manager. There were rumors going around that she fired a band because they thought they were going to be paid. Now that is true. However, the band has not been named, and I think that's probably professional to keep it that way. However, the accusation was that it was Mammoth. It was Wolfgang Van Halen's band. And I just want to say that is fucking bullshit. Absolutely not. Knowing Wolfgang, not personally, but knowing of him and hearing him talk and speak, his father and Ozzy and Randy Rhoads and Tony Iommi were great friends. We're great friends. There's absolutely no way, especially given all the charity concerts that like Wolfgang Van Halen has played in since his father's passed away, that he and Mammoth would be invited to play at this charity event and be like, oh, I don't get paid for this, I'm out. Like, absolutely not. No. So whoever it was, they'd absolutely be fired. And if it is true, which it's not, I agree with Nishi that his dad would be pissed if he did that. Oh my God. Could you fucking imagine? Could you imagine? You know what? And even though
Eddie be on the phone with his son.
I was going to say,
like,
even though Eddie is dead, God rest him, Alex is still alive. His uncle's still alive. If that were actually true, his uncle would know about Alexander Van Halen, who played the drums in Van Halen. Like, he would say something. But oh man. Yeah. So you guys know me. I'm a big music guy. My first love in music was rock. I grew up with some eclectic taste. My father was very much into bands like Journey and Def Leppard and Genesis. And shout out to Chris wearing a Journey Def Leppard shirt right there.
What's it called?
My mom was into band was really big into like Aerosmith, for instance. So I had a lot of I had a good musical upbringing, so that when I went to kind of blaze my own trail, I just stayed with rock for a long time, and I've branched out since then. I love rap music. I love all different kinds of like punk and pop punk and alternative stuff. But my first true love is hard rock and heavy metal, and I'll always love it. And Sabbath is absolutely a massive part of that. You know, Tony Iommi was other than Joe Perry from Aerosmith. Tony Iommi was my first guitar hero, mainly because he was left-handed and I'm left-handed. He plays guitar left-handed with two partial fingers as well, with his little like leather or plastic nubs that he puts on, so that he can still fret with his pinky and his ring finger. Wayfair is saying, my ears and soul still aches from your recommendations, Jake. Yeah, my recommendations are all over the fucking place. It's going to be like heavy deathcore one time. I think I recommended the latest Whitechapel single, and then I was also throwing out like Rise Against and DMX, and stuff all over the place. But the most recent news, so just going beyond the music right now, but I guess real quick we'll say, you know, they performed, the whole original band was there. So the drummer, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, that was the first time he performed with them in like 2 decades, but they all came back together to play 4 more songs. Judas Priest played, Zakk Wylde and Zach Sabbath played. There was a few more, and some of the most recent news is because the charity event was in Northwest Europe. I don't know if it's because it was in Northwest Europe, but anyway, after the event, Ozzy and his whole family flew to Zurich, Switzerland. And if you're an elderly person who has European citizenship and a lot of money, and you're ill, and you and your entire family fly to Switzerland, that usually means you're going there for like high quality, intensive, long-term medical care. And that's not a good sign.
thing.
I know, you know, it came out the day after. I think it was I think it was his daughter who said, like, on Instagram or something, that they're in Zurich.
Yeah, shout out to his daughter. She got engaged there. That concert.
UK Gamer is saying the latest news rumor is that they went to Switzerland straight after the concert. The rumor has it that Sharon and Ozzy have a pact to go together. I know Ozzy has said in the past that he couldn't live without his wife. He couldn't live without Sharon, and he can't live without Sharon. Honestly, she does so much for him. But just knowing that, you know, seeing his face when they first got up on stage and he sat down in his throne, and seeing his face after the songs and the people clapping and cheering,
it's heartbreaking.
It's bittersweet because it's an elderly man who's very ill, and he's also, for one last time, doing the thing that he loves to do more than anything. And he is lucky enough, or he was lucky enough to be one of those people who, in the twilight of his life, actually gets to do it one last time, gets to be great one last time. You're not resting on your laurels. You're doing what you do best, and what changed the world, you could argue, changed the world, introduced the world to heavy metal. You know, the review for Black Sabbath in 1970 in, I think it was like the Chicago Tribune, is when the term heavy metal was first used, because hard rock had been a term that was kind of around for a little bit, and this got described as like, this isn't a hard rock, this is like a heavy metal, and that's where the term came from. And so without Sabbath, we wouldn't have easily hundreds of other bands, and probably thousands of other artists. And it's very bittersweet that this happened. It's sad, but it's also a joyous. It's a cause for some celebration, and God bless him, his wife, his family, and I pray that whatever happens, that he goes in peace, and he goes with Christ, and that his family will be okay.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for Sabbath, we wouldn't have Motley Crue. We wouldn't have Judas Priest. We wouldn't have Metallica. We wouldn't have none of those bands. And Ozzy had that. He had that voice of an angel, straight up. Probably one of the greatest singers of all time. He's definitely on my Mount Rushmore. You know.
Yeah.
And we all know that at one point, you know, the members of Black Sabbath fired Ozzy. They fired him because of his drug and alcohol abuse. And I'm so glad in the early 2000s they're like they got back together and they toured again.
Yeah.
And
him and Ronnie James Dio, like they
Mhm.
both toured together. They both sang their separate albums. Like Ozzy would go to like stage left and Ronnie would sing like the Mob Rules, for instance. You know, that stuff was sick, and it was very shortly because that was like 2006, and Ronnie died
years
like
before his death.
Yeah. Ronnie died of the stomach cancer in 2009, I think.
2010, 2009,
2010. So it was like less than 5 years before he passed away. I think it might have been before he knew he was ill.
And trust and believe, everybody. When Ozzy goes, you'll see us go live and talk about him. We'll do a whole stream talking about Ozzy because Ozzy was so. I mean, all his songs, all the people he influenced over the decades, and it's like for myself as an Ozzy fan, seeing him on stage. Seeing him singing the song Iron Man.
Thank you so very much, baby.
Was like I cried. I literally cried because at the end of him playing like he did, you see the gratification and the love in Ozzy's eyes to the crowd. And for myself being an Ozzy fan, it was hard to watch it, but I was glad I got to watch it live on stream.
And not to delay the inevitable anymore, but I did just get a DM on Discord from Atomic Patriot. Shout out to him. There's a little bit of breaking news regarding some Rippaverse haters that maybe you guys would like to comment on. Crease, I think you might want to comment. Fam, I know you might want to comment as well.
God.
Comicsgate versus Side Scrollers. Apparently, Riley is threatening Side Scrollers Pod. Literally quoted as saying, "I will come to your fucking house."
This
I was
moron
known for stalking and harassing Eric July. This new Comicsgate fight first started with the Comicsgate YouTube account threatening to strike Side Scrollers channel. Oh man.
You know, let me just say this much. Riley, go for it. Get your ass arrested again. Craig doesn't fucking play. Craig
doesn't play because he will get arrested.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Live in Texas.
Craig was in Texas.
Go for it.
Please try it.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna be on the record for this. Like going forward, like all these weirdos and Rippaverse haters, they're not gonna get any clout on the show. We will pretend like they don't exist. Like, you know, Eric's my friend, and I'm not. They don't get no clout at all. Like, you know, because he'll even probably tell me, like, bro, don't.
Okay, AP. If that then it's probably Blabs talking.
Yeah, Wayfair. Yes, I'll throw a link to this. You know what? I'm going to throw it. I'll just throw it in general chat in the server, actually, if you guys want to take a look at it.
Yeah.
And AP brings up a good point. Yes, Craig does not operate the Side Scrollers social media.
Mm-hmm.
It might be Blabs. I don't know if Blabs does it like full time, but I know it's not her full time thing. I know they actually have somebody who does it for them.
Yeah, this type of stuff, like, you know, because we're about to get to Superman, I'm just gonna say right up, like, you know, you gotta watch out for these type of weirdos. They just want attention, but you also gotta like keep in mind, like, he's gone, dude. Like, he's literally out there. He hates Rippa so badly to where it like it's messing with his mind. Like it's messing with his mind. So it's sad, but
Let's
I
talk
think let's get
Superman.
into let's talk
Yeah, let's talk
Superman.
Superman. Let's talk Superman,
Yeah.
everybody.
yeah.
Okay,
Last 30
so-
minutes.
So
Go ahead, man.
what I want to talk about is so Superman, the reviews for Superman on Rotten Tomatoes actually look pretty good. It's a 98% audience score
96.
and 96 and roughly 98 for critic score. Pretty good balance. Pretty good balance.
Yes.
I just want to say this much. I've had my criticisms of Superman.
Damn,
I
Nishi.
do want to
Take no
see it.
prisoners.
I do want to see it. And I've seen what some people have said about it. Yellow Flash liked the movie. Gary's like this with it. I've heard a lot. Kato likes it. Now, I just want to say this much to everybody. Kreese is going to go watch it tomorrow, and he'll throw his review out. I trust Kreese's review on it. My thing is, there's going to be people that have hated on this movie so much, and if this movie is actually good, they're not going to admit they're wrong about it. I'm just going to say that right now. Maybe a few, maybe some will, and I believe some won't. But just
I mean,
just go out and watch it for yourselves and form your own
like-
opinion about it.
Yeah, like Phantom said, like the great thing about being in the Fellowship is it's not an echo chamber.
Yep.
Gary has the right to his opinion. Jeremy has the right to his opinion. Everybody has the right to their opinion. But where I get kind of like confused is like, this is not throwing no shots towards anybody. Like trust me, this is no shots thrown towards anybody. I just want to know, are you trying to make up a Superman inside your head that you really wanted to see or whatever? Or like, I understand you like Henry Cavill, but like, I feel like you just don't want to give David Cornsweet a chance or whatever. Or is it because like the reviews are better than the actual Christopher Reeve Superman? That's the reason why you don't want to give it like a good rating or whatever. Because this is my thing. The same thing that's going on in pop culture is the same reason why I have like people like beefs with people when it comes to basketball. We all love Michael Jordan. I'm just gonna say we all love Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan's the best to ever do it, or one of the greatest to ever do it, or whatever. The GOAT or whatever. But if you just say that you arguably think LeBron is better, I'm not trying to do a fucking debate right now. I'm just go with the example and everything. You will have people tear you down, say like treat you like dirt or whatever, and you can literally prove. And like the thing is, I know basketball just like I know comic books and all that stuff. Are you making these stuff up inside your head to where like is it the nostalgia of the character that you fall in love with, other than like you can't just keep an open mind and just say like, hey, maybe my nostalgia is blinding me of the reason why I don't want to give David Cornsweet over Christopher Reeves. Now I haven't seen the movie yet. I could be completely wrong, but maybe just maybe, because like I see the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, even though like Jake said, it's early with the reviews, so like for Rotten Tomatoes for the audience, but it's a 96%. It's bigger than Man of Steel and the Christopher Reeves movie. So maybe just maybe you got an audience that loves this Superman more than the old school Christopher Reeves and Henry Cavill, and you just got to be okay with that you are in the minority now.
Well, the one thing that we have talked about, and Kreese does agree with me on this point. We trust James Gunn in creating a comic book movie than Zack Snyder. 100%.
Oh yeah.
He's been proven. Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad, great movies.
And I will say, of all the like non-spoiler reviews and talking that I've seen regarding the movie, that pretty much universally, regardless of anyone's complaints, if they have a negative view of the movie, they all think David Cornsweet is good, as at least good as Superman. Which
It's good as Superman.
is
That's
kind
good.
of a big deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And one thing, can you guys please stop calling Superman an immigrant? He's a refugee. For
Yes.
fuck's sakes.
He literally
For fuck's
crash
sake.
landed on an alien planet as a baby. Like, he didn't immigrate to nowhere. He didn't emigrate to nowhere. He's a refugee.
Can I say something? Can I say something real quick on this? Like, there's a difference between, once again, the refugee and the immigrant. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that he's a immigrant. It's two different things, buddy. Like, one is a superpower weapon that can destroy us at any time that they wanted to, and people just hopped over a fence. Two different things. So there you go.
I mean, literally, all but his cousin, and maybe the glass city of Kandor, the shrunken city of Kandor, and whoever's trapped in
Bottle City.
the Phantom Zone. He's literally the last son of fucking Krypton.
Yes.
Literally, right? And it's like his family, his people are dead. His family are dead. And literally, he was literally cast out of his planet to save his life. He's not an immigrant. He's not an immigrant. And I have to say, James Gunn's brother is a complete and utter retard.
Sean Gunn is stupid.
Sean Gunn is a fucking moron.
He shoots
I
his
think-
mouth off. He
I
shoots
think
his
Nate-
mouth off a lot.
If you guys want you say what you will, I think Nathan Fillion had probably the best reaction to those questions. Somebody just needs a hug.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I love what James Gunn said, because, like, you know, it's that same dude saying is Agatha the gayest Marvel dude. It's that same guy. He went up to James Gunn. He's saying, like, he says, how do you feel about MAGA, like, in their them being, like, you know, hating this movie? I love what James Gunn said. He said, listen, people are entitled to their opinion or whatever. I don't judge them. This movie's for MAGA too and everything. I want like, you know, my movie's for everybody. So, like, you know,
Republicans buy sneakers too.
pretty much. James ain't stupid, bro. Like, it's like he understands whatever he says, it will be used against him. Like, he's
In the court of public opinion.
he's not the best media trained person, but he can understand what this guy was gonna do or whatever. He's understood what he was doing. Now, what James Gunn needs to do is he needs to talk to Sean and pull him to the side, like, hey, bro, you need to
Shut the
like,
fuck up.
you need to shut up, dude. Like, you know.
Sean Gunn is the Randy to James Gunn's Dennis Quaid. I'll say that.
It's like, because they're always going to report back to James Gunn. They're going to say, like, yo, your brother said, oh, God, what did he say this time? Like,
well, I mean,
I'm sorry. If I may, Ebola, I'm sorry for interrupting you. If I may address this, Botlaw saying Nathan did his homework and knew he was being gaslit. Look, I agree with this because Nathan Fillion is a very experienced actor who this is very important. This is why I think he's so good at this. He is beloved primarily for a show that is widely beloved that was canceled after only one season. And he has kept that fan base going for 20 years. You don't get that on luck alone. You have
Also,
to know what you're doing.
He's a big voice actor too. He done like the Green Lantern voices, Hal Jordan's voice for like forever. So like he's well respected in the voice acting community too.
And to bring up a point about Nathan Fillion, a lot of people stopped playing Destiny 2 because his character Cade Six dies.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I left, because they killed Cade. and I love the K6 character.
Everyone
Yeah.
likes Cade.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
They also brought him back.
They brought him back because how much people got mad.
but he died again. He died again.
What's up, Jay?
What was the
Yeah, they brought
point?
him back just to kill him again.
That's so stupid.
But
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day,
Destiny used to be one of my favorite games for
Yeah.
like quite a period of
That's-
time during.
Destiny's
during
Bungie, and
lockdown.
Bungie is now, you know.
woke as hell. But let me just say this much: at the end of the day, go watch the movie yourself, form your own opinion, and hey, make a video about it.
Yeah.
If you like it, say, hey, look, I watched it, I enjoyed it. If you didn't like
Nobody's
it,
not gonna tear you down.
at least explain why you didn't like it and what you had problems with it. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all we want everybody to do is go form your own opinion.
Yes.
Because despite what everybody thinks that's outside of the fellowship, they think that we're all an echo chamber or anything.
No,
like
we're not.
Gary doesn't run anything. Like he doesn't care if you like it or if you dislike it or whatever. That's the great thing about it is it's like you can literally have a difference of opinion in this space and like and like you can actually have a debate with your friends. You bring them on the pod or whatever. Like if you feel like we're wrong about Superman, I'll love to hear what you say have to talk about and everything. Like, but yeah, I think there's been people that hated on day one because it's just not Henry Cavill, or they have this gold standard of Christopher Reeves. Like and about that, once again, I think it's your just like basketball. It's your nostalgia sometimes that will blind you from liking something.
It's like with Batman.
it happens. Yeah.
It's like with Batman. We've seen this with Batman, and I mean, just at the end of the day, everybody, if you think the movie is fun and you enjoy it, enjoy the movie.
Yes.
Don't take our word for it. Go watch it. Form your
Yes.
own opinions. That's what we're here for. We're
And
just
don't-
giving you our opinions.
Exactly. And don't let anyone's opinions, whether they be us, the homies, or the GCA, or other groups in the
DC
fellowship,
gamers.
or
Yeah.
anyone outside the fellowship,
Yeah.
don't let their opinions influence yours. Form your own. And look, if you go up to 100 of your friends, let's say hypothetically you have 100 close friends, and 99 of them hate the movie, but you and one other person love it,
That's
go
fine.
with that friend to see it again. Enjoy the movie.
That's fine.
You know what?
That's
If they're
how I
your
am.
friends, they'll understand. Yeah, they might razz you about it, but so what? You like it. Watch it.
I mean, that's how I am. There's been times that we've had heated discussions on me liking a movie, and everybody
Oh,
thinks it has. But at least I form an opinion on why I liked it, and I'm not gonna say like it's the greatest damn thing. I'll tell you, if there's problems with it, I'll let you know there's problems with it.
Yeah.
I seen what's the movie I watched recently? I watched How You Train Your Dragon.
Yes,
And
live
another
action.
the live action one. I enjoyed the hell of it. I loved it. Does it have problems? Absolutely. But it was a great film. It was a great film.
Yeah.
It has problems, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've talked about movies that are complete trash. That other people think are complete trash. That I enjoy, and I give my bullet points on what I like about movies. These movies.
Yeah.
Sometimes people like, yeah, I can understand why you liked it, and I can say, okay, yeah, this movie was really good, but X, Y, and Z was god awful, and I'll call it out on it, and that's how we should be doing. That's how we should be doing.
Yes.
But also, you just got to be okay being like, and once again, I got to shout out to Derek Anderson, the DA. He said this. He said, like, you got to be okay being the minority every once in a while, man. Like, just, like maybe everybody likes this movie and you thought the movie was utter garbage, and you just got to be okay with that. Or it could be the opposite. There's a lot of people that might hate this movie, and you think it's like the best movie since sliced bread or whatever. You see, we got to get back to that. We got to get back to get back to movies like that, where you can just say, like, listen, this is how I feel. This is how I like it. And if you don't like it, well, you can,
Man, just
Go
form
jump
your
in the
own
river or
opinion.
something. Yeah.
Form
What's
your
up,
own
Mo?
opinions, everybody. And
Throw
hey,
the
Yeah.
hey,
avocados up, baby.
It-
Yeah, let's
it-
go.
it also, guys, this could be like if you want to like start doing YouTube videos and stuff. Here's a good chance for you. Go review
Yeah.
it. Go review it, and it's like just be honest with
Yeah.
be honest with the people. Be honest with yourself, and that
Yeah.
goes a long way. You're not gonna get. We're not gonna sugarcoat. You're not gonna see us shield for something that's awful.
Mhm.
And that's
Yeah.
that's how we should be doing this. Just don't call
Yeah.
don't be mad that James Gunn inserted his dog into the movie like some people have, or be like I'll just say it now, like Beardo being talking shit about the suit, or other stuff like myself.
But
I had
fans,
like one of my biggest problems was Guy Gardner. I mean Nathan
His
Fillion.
haircut looks god awful.
It's
it's like
pretty bad.
I wouldn't have gone with Guy Gardner. I would probably went with one of the other lanterns, lesser known
Yeah.
lanterns.
yeah,
Like Kyle Rayner. Kyle Rayner
Yeah.
probably would. Nathan Fillion would make a good Kyle Rayner,
yeah.
in my opinion. He would, or Hal Jordan. But we getting Hal Jordan in the TV show.
Landon. Yeah.
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 So
It's yeah.
Also
We
don't-
just yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Evo. Let's say
I was gonna say, regardless if you like it or dislike it, don't either say or don't make some random video or something shaming people out of watching the movie because you didn't like it or for some random reason why you
Yeah.
decided to do it.
yeah, don't join the hate mob because your favorite YouTuber hates it.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
Form
Yeah.
your own opinion. Don't be a sheep. Form
Yes.
your own opinion.
because I
hell-
guarantee you that if you met that favorite YouTuber whose opinion you adopted and told that person to their face that you disliked the movie because of their
They
review of
dislike
it, they're
They're
going to
gonna
look at you and
crazy.
say, why didn't you go? I understand like you watched my review to see if you wanted to see it, but why didn't you at least check it out to see if you actually liked it? Because
Yeah.
we're not we might have similar interests, we might agree on a lot of things, but we're not exactly the same. You might really enjoy it. Don't
Mhm.
Because
let
that's what
me,
Gary's.
don't let
Yeah.
Priest, don't let Phantom, don't let Ebola make up your opinions for you. Don't let anyone do that.
Yeah.
Do that for yourself.
Yeah. That's what Gary even said. He said, like, listen, guys, I understand that you guys trust me and believe in me, but I'm not God and everything. Go watch the movie on your own. And like, dude, and if you love it, that's fine. I'm okay with it. Like, if you guys like this is what he says. If you like Disney Star Wars, cool. That's fine. You can like Disney Star
I
Wars,
agree.
but yeah.
I agree.
And
with
if you, I mean, and same thing. If you like this Superman movie and you think it's like better than the first Superman ever made, you have a right to that opinion as long as you can bring it, like, back it up with your facts on why you think it's better than the original Superman or whatever. Like, and if you disagree with that, you'll rebuttal on like why you think Christopher Reeve's Superman is the greatest Superman of all time. That's the best thing about fandom. Like, we have debates, and as long as it's fun and we're not attacking people's character, that's what it's all about, man. Like, don't take my word for it. Don't take Phantom's word, Ebola, or Jake's. Like, this is it's supposed to be all about fun or whatever.
And don't be sorry for expressing yourself either, Nishi.
Yeah.
I know you're fairly new to the GCA. I've been seeing you
Yeah.
posting there and things like that. I wanted to give a shout out to you. You don't sugarcoat your shit. Speak your mind.
It's like me, Chris have had this. We've actually argued about this with other people before. We actually like the Snyder cut. We like the Snyder cut. It's better than the Whedon cut. You
Way
know,
better than
hell
the
yeah.
Whedon cut.
and,
The Snyder
and-
Cut
and-
actually feels like a comic book movie. Like, it legit,
Yeah.
like it feels like an actual graphic novel or whatever
Yeah.
that you can just open and is it 4 hours long? Yeah, it's a long book or whatever. It's like a 200-page book, but you know what? I enjoyed it or whatever. I like it better than Endgame or whatever. Like, that's just me.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, Yeah, I do.
That's
No,
Get
big.
him out.
That's a
Endgame
big
was a
case.
good. Endgame
Hold on a
was a good
second.
movie.
That
but the
was
prob-
that was a really hot take. So we're gonna let Chris cool off for about 3 seconds to one.
Well,
Jack.
the thing is for me with Endgame was a great movie, but the
Does it
last
have
part of
good
the movie was
rewatchability?
the end of the movie was probably better than the beginning of
I
Endgame.
I think Endgame, my personal take, is a good memory for the theaters. Also, if they cut down the whole explanation for the time travel thing like by 30 minutes, it probably would have been much
Yeah.
better.
Well, that
Yeah,
was
the
my
fact
thing.
that there's
I don't
30
like
minutes to
I don't
cut
like
of it.
time travel. Like that's what took me out of
Like-
it, and like also like the first half of it was just like so freaking slow, bro.
Like,
Like the
You know what? You know what? I got an idea. Here's a little something we could do. And I'll ask the chat this. Chat, is there like certain like comic book movies or certain fantasy or sci-fi stuff you guys would love to see us, to watch? Maybe do a watch party and review? Let us know. We'll do it.
Hey, we're
You
trying
know?
to grow the channel, so like, hey, if you got a movie for us to watch, why not? Like something to think about, or whatever.
at the very top of the Discord server, underneath announcements, there's a channel called Discord Suggestions. If you have a suggestion for a movie that you want to do a watch party on, maybe you want to host it or one of us will host it, go ahead and post it in the Discord suggestions. That's what the channel is for. It's for suggestions for the Discord.
Yeah.
Also,
because we're
Get into
trying
the
to,
homie
we're trying to expand the channel a little bit and everything. So yeah, we're always open to new suggestions or whatever. And yeah, we're here for your entertainment.
we said new suggestions, Wayfarer. New
I already
suggestions.
finished Lord of the Rings.
We've said new
finished it.
suggestions, AP.
He's already
I
done
already
it.
finished it. I already
Yeah.
did it. I did it. I finished the last movie like a month ago. So there we go.
Okay, how do you rate it?
I think it's a 7 out of 10.
A 7?
Wow.
Get him out.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The original
doesn't
Lord of the
count,
Rings
AP.
trilogy, is a 10 out of 10. It's actually
Yeah.
a perfect series.
It's
It
not a
has to be
9.9 like Beardo would
Okay.
rate it.
Okay.
It's a 10.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's
Get him
throw
out.
ratings. Let's just throw ratings out of the window for a moment. Crease.
What's up?
Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, Return of the King. In order of how much you enjoy them, from the least enjoyment to the most enjoyment, how would you rank them?
Okay, so the first one was pretty solid. I thought it was a little long or whatever, but I
Long.
can see why people like it or whatever. So
Oh, did
Fellowship.
you watch the theatrical cuts or the extended cuts? I'm sorry.
Listen, man, I watched the theatrical cuts. I'm not watching the extended
That's fair.
cuts
That's
because.
fair.
Listen, I got other things to watch, all right? Like it's like trying to get me to watch all of One Piece. Anyway, like the first one, I rather enjoyed it. I gave it like a 8 or something. Like
Respectable.
the Twin Towers or whatever, I gave that one
Two
8.
towers. Two towers.
Yeah, the Twin
Not
Towers.
the twin. No.
Two
Oh,
towers, not
Two
twin
towers.
towers.
It's not the twin
I know,
towers. It's two towers.
Only Crease. Only one of the towers fell. Only one, not both. Only one.
I'm sorry. Nobody
That's what I
talks about
said.
the tower between 6 and 8. That also.
the Twin Towers. No, I do that one on purpose.
Jake, that's Miss Tirith.
That's Venus Tirith. Okay.
So,
Ebola's
yeah,
gone.
like,
He's like, I'm not going to be here for this. He's out.
the
Peace.
Twin Towers. I just only do this just to troll Jess and ABF a lot. But yeah, the Twin Towers, that one was pretty good or whatever. And like the return of the Kang.
Dang, baby.
I give it that one a 9. I can understand, like, but overall, like the 7 out of 10 thing, I just do that just to troll you Lord of the Rings fans, whatever, because you guys are easily like offended or whatever.
So my thing is all the movies are a 10 for me. However, I have to say, out of the original trilogy, The Return of the King is my favorite of the Lord of the Rings movies. Return of the King is my favorite movie of the trilogy, hands down. It's my favorite. It is my favorite. I can watch Return of the King multiple times. I love the Two Towers. I love the Fellowship. For me, it's always going to be Return of the King. That scene when Aragorn jumps off of the pirate ship and he starts running, and then all of a sudden the ghosts show up behind him on Pedal Fields. Damn, I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, I already watched the Lord of the Rings. I mean, I can see. Okay, I'm taking off my glasses on this. I can see why you guys love these movies. It's just not particularly for me, however. So, like, you know, I can see why you like them. But do I have plan on rewatching the Lord of the Rings? I'll watch it. I'll watch it if these boys watch it or whatever.
I've watched it multiple times. What do you mean, these boys?
Ebola, just roll with it, man. Like,
and
I watched the extended. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I have hot takes when it comes to the Hobbit movies. I think the second Hobbit movie is probably the best out of the trilogy.
It should have been 2 movies only.
Okay, well that's not necessarily a hot take. I thought you were going to say the Hobbit movies were like
the Battle of 5 Armies is the best one. Just
no.
The Hobbit movies better than Lord of the Rings?
No,
it's not better than Lord of the Rings.
I enjoy them. I do have them on Blu-ray.
We them boys.
I don't
We're gonna
watch
beat
them.
the Eagles in the NFC Championship.
I would have to say the trilogy for me is a 5 out of 10. The Hobbit trilogy is a 5 out of 10. I still think the Desolation of Smaug is my favorite of the trilogy, like the Return to King is for Lord of the Rings. But Lord of the Rings is a 10 out of 10. They're 10 out of 10.
For me, like, because I grew up. You gotta understand. My father used to work for NASA, so like, you know, I had a lot of space and fantasy stuff growing up or whatever. Like,
Same
you know,
here.
we didn't do a lot of fantasy and mythical dragons and shit like that. Like so like my stuff was like Star Wars. He tried to get me into Star Trek, but I wasn't like Star Trek was kind of boring for me or whatever. But it was mostly Star. Yeah, I was mostly a Star Wars kid or whatever, growing up. So like those 6 movies are precious to me. Like those 6 movies or whatever. So, you know, for me, like just the way you guys like Lord of the Rings, I just like Star Wars more. Like that, you're not going to convince me Star Wars is better. I mean, you're not going to convince me Lord of the Rings is better than Star Wars. That's just me though.
It is, but that's your problem.
That's fine.
Well,
I'm okay. I'm okay being the minority in a land full of like people that don't understand great movies. So there you go.
DEI crease. Tom Patriot DEI crease.
Yeah,
ban that man.
He's here to make everyone else feel smart.
Yeah,
So,
guys.
okay.
Okay, guys. Well, let's just move on because we're almost running out of time. So yeah, just if you're not part of our Discord, join our Discord. It's the links are in our description.
Yes, gosh dang it.
And definitely go in there and suggest stuff for us to rate: movies, video games, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Also, we are going to be starting doing watch parties pretty soon for some anime. Sophie is working on. We're going to do the first season of One Piece, the live action One Piece. We were talking about doing some movies here and there, and we're also on the road to 300 subscribers. And at 300 subscribers, I will let you guys pick the gayest game on Xbox Game Pass for console for me to stream. At 400 subscribers, Kreese is going to do the 1 chip challenge where he has to have 1 chip, no milk for 30 minutes.
One of them hot ass chips.
Have
Oh my
fun.
fucking God.
And when we hit 500 subscribers and monetization, our boy, Big Dog Jake, is going to let his wife write her name on his leg and use wax to pull the hair out. He's going to wax his legs on live stream.
Live, baby. That's gonna be,
boy.
That's gonna be a fucking
So-
trip.
Well, the thing is with Repo, it's not on Game Pass and it's not on consoles, so I can't
It's
play
just-
it.
He's gonna
And
play
this dude
Barbie.
don't game right here. This dude right here
So
don't game.
like
He's too busy.
So as far as like Sasuke news, like let me say that before we get off or whatever. Get once again, you know, I talked to the ladies like in talks or whatever. So shout out to the Sasukas, but they are really busy women. Like between Riververse, their horror stuff, and now working with the Wu-Tang Clan, because Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with, or whatever. Their schedules is all over the place. But we're looking, if it's not this week, it's most likely going to be next week. I talked with both of them already, so they really want to come on. It's just like, you know, they do a lot of traveling. So all I do is for all our fans is just I ask you guys just to stay patient or whatever, because you know they're busy women or whatever, and you know, and they're really good friends of ours or whatever, and you know we understand.
Yeah.
Also follow us on X for updates.
Yes.
Also
Yeah.
on X.
On the official Homies X
Yeah.
for updates. And follow all of us on X. Again, all links are in the description. And yeah, that's good stuff. Let's roll those outros, homie. I think I'll just go first.
Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
My name is Big Dog Jake, BIGGDOGGJAKE. I'm a professional, though occasional VOA. I am a writer for hire. I love video games. I love metal music. I will talk to anyone about them. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twix. You can find me on Discord at BIGGDOGGJAKE. Feel free to reach out if you need any work in any of those fields done. Would love to do it for you and be paid for it. That's very important. Otherwise, I am here Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the homies every week, no matter what. My wife is very, very good to me about that and giving me that time. I mean, you guys might have seen a little bit earlier when she actually presented a freshly cooked meal to me, and I overtook Kreese as the person who eats on podcasts. And you know what? I'll gladly accept it. Gladly accept it. Ebola, what do you got going on, brother?
I got my usual videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night with Sophie stream.
Date night.
And Thursday afternoon stream for me. And Saturday here every Thursday and Saturday with the anime as usual.
Right, baby.
So, Kreese, what you going on? You going to be at an event this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So definitely, I got a couple of things coming up. So we got tomorrow, gonna go watch Superman. I'm gonna do a out of the theater review on that, like just giving my quick thoughts on it. Then of course I'll do a Superman video. If it's not that Saturday, it's gonna probably be like on Monday or something to give you my full honest spoiler review. I think I might do another ramble video. It seems like a lot of people like those or whatever, where I'm just saying what's on the top of my head. Like, no,
that attracts
just
a lot of
freestyle.
viewers, man. That attracts a lot of viewers.
Just rambling, man. Also, this Saturday I will be at Anime Matsuri. Gonna be like, you know, going to say what's up to Vic Mignogna and like some other voice actors. Plan on like meeting those guys out there, and also
Will
my
Vagabond be
favorite.
there?
I'm not sure if Vagabond is going to be
He's not
there,
going? Okay.
but
Just one check.
yeah. What else? Oh yeah, also going to be at the Flow concert out there. So like, if you like Flow, That's my favorite my favorite J-Rock band. So tune in for that. And also on Sunday, I'm gonna go to Anime Fest. Shout out to my homie JR that runs the Anime Fest. So like if you're in the Pasadena, Texas area, go to Anime Fest and say that Chris sent you or whatever. So JR is a really cool dude out there, man. So shout out to him and his family. And that is it. That's what I got going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna let everybody know that Saturday night, our special guest for Anime with the Homies is gonna be the one, the only Tomac, and
Mock.
I am
Finally.
yeah, and I'm going to try to do a gaming stream either Saturday afternoon or Sunday. I don't know when I'm going to be playing yet. Also, do you guys ever get a chance, go check out the Dynamic Duo podcast. Kreese and his boy Adam just released their review of Howard and Kumar, which was a good video, by the way.
Appreciate it, man.
And next week we'll be here live, and hopefully we'll have the Saskas. If we don't, we'll just let you guys know. We need to confirm it. Also, join our Discord. Right. We're gonna have watch parties, and all our links are in the description down below.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it for right now. We're also talking about doing some. We have a merch store. We have 2 merch stores, and thank you for the people who have bought stuff from the merch store.
Yes.
And
shout out to y'all.
I just want to say I want to appreciate the 16 people we had a little while ago, and we're still at 10 people now. And we'll see you guys we'll see you Saturday night for Anime with the Homies. Until next time, I'm Ben MX. He's MMA Chris King Jr. He's the combo supporter Ebola. And we got Big Dog Jake. We see you later, guys. Have a good weekend, and we will see you next Saturday night.
Like the stream, nerds.
Nerds!